It's the Big Blue Breakdown. Let's go. That's right. Welcome to the Big House Breakdown, where we celebrate all things Go Blue. That's right. The Michigan Wolverines. I'm your host, Vic, and we are back one more again for another win. And we're going to get another win and another one and another one. Where you heard that before? Anyway, so we're going to continue on to be strong like we always do. And before we get started, uh, we're going to make sure that we take care of the bills that we got to pay. So bring 5 people to the Big House Breakdown, like all the shows on the Real HD Network, and you will be eligible for a 4-day, 3-night getaway at an American destination of your choice, courtesy of Redeem Vacations. Also, please support Total Package Energy. It's a all natural energy supplement that you can buy at any of your local vitamin stores, supplement stores. Olympic athletes have used it. Kobe Bryant has used it. All kinds of entertainers have used it when you have that 3 o'clock crash and you have to keep going. Please support. Go mob Total Package Energy. And we are back. Welcome to the Big House Breakdown. And again, for another win, we got Adam from the Lone Star State, host of Michigan Football Rants. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. It's been a busy week. Lots going on,
It certainly has.
Outside of my teaching my classes, we got a lot of crazies going on with the Michigan Wolverines. Are you keeping up?
Well, I've been trying to. I mean, this thing just seems it's probably the dumbest but interesting thing that's happened right before a rivalry game, I guess, in a while.
Right. I got a quick question. Did Jim Harbaugh sleep with somebody's wife?
No, I think Josh Gaddis did though.
Right. There you go. So somebody got a deep soul bruise going on because
Dude.
they have got a hard one on for Jim Harbaugh, and they hook up by crook. They are trying to get.
Well, I'll be honest, man. I kind of thought of this. Now, listen, this is all just me sitting in my room thinking out loud. But Harbaugh, it was instrumental in NIL, right? Always constantly pushing to get the players paid, writing letters to the NCAA, open letters to the media as much as he can about getting players paid. The transfer portal, he's been huge in and saying that they shouldn't be penalized, that to sit a year, they should be able to come out right away and be able to play. These two things alone have crippled the NCAA. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they're messing with Harbaugh when, if you were to look anywhere in the SEC, Tennessee had 18 level 1 violations. Nothing happened to them. Alabama had a car company basically giving all their players cars. Nothing. The SEC is known for, Georgia changed law in their state just to help out Georgia win a national title. All these things. And the NCAA doesn't do shit. Kansas, same thing. The FBI was involved in Kansas's baloney. Nothing. But Harbaugh gives a cheeseburger to a dude, lies about it, and then now he might know of somebody who once recorded something that gave them. First of all, if we need to record or any type of scouting Rutgers signs, let's just get out of football altogether. If we can't beat Rutgers.
Right. How
We're
about it?
Michigan. We can't beat Rutgers without cheating. Let's just go home. It's not worth playing football anymore.
It's not
It's
even fun.
crazy. So
Yes,
I
sir.
think it's more that. I think it's more the NCAA has a hard on for Harbaugh because that should be a shirt, by the way. Because
Ooh.
he systematically destroyed what they do. This is an organization that's in its death throes, and we're watching them fall apart at the seams.
Yes, sir. And not only that, he's doing it in a way that's anti the commercialism of the sport. They want the sport to be wide open. They want the sport to be the ball in the air every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And Harbaugh is slowing the game down and beating the stew out of people his way.
Yep.
And
I mean,
I'm not sure if that's mixed into the stew, but there's a possibility there.
something. Even Paul Feinbaum, who hates Harbaugh and couldn't wait to jump on his grave if he could, is saying that the NCAA is piling on Harbaugh.
Right.
NFL players are saying that this is ridiculous.
Right.
Give me a break, man. This is nuts. They get the 22 film, right? Like they get all
All
22.
22. Yeah. Yeah.
So if they wanted to steal signs, couldn't they just watch that? Dear Lord, it's ridiculous. It's like the worst kept secret that Clemson was known for it. Hell, Ohio State in 2018 had every goddamn every sign we had. They knew what we were doing. Wisconsin
Wisconsin.
2020 knew everything we were
Wisconsin
doing.
2020. I was just about to say that. Wisconsin 2020. Absolutely.
Come on, man. Like it's something that just happens, and they're trying to pick on Harbaugh. It's ridiculous.
Well, not to mention you got some brilliant football minds. What about that? They just could be a couple of brilliant football minds. They understand what's happening with
Yeah.
blocking schemes and formations,
Right.
and you just happen to have a cast of more talented athletes that are taking advantage of the COVID year, so they're
Yep.
mature and they know what the hell they're looking at, and their coaches know what they're looking at, and polka dot looks like polka dots, and
Right.
black and white looks like black and white, and see ball, get ball. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Go figure. People who dedicated their whole life to a sport can actually break down the sport and know what's going on. That's a shocker to me. Somebody who
Right.
spent years, decades in a sport actually knows how to do something. Wow, what a shocker.
Right. Right. Well, let's get into it, man. This is
Yeah.
where we stand today. This is
Okay.
the AP poll. We got Georgia, Michigan, not a surprise.
Nope.
Ohio State moves into 3. That's a little skittish in the draws.
Well, we'll see this week.
Florida State, Washington, Oklahoma, Penn State. Should Okie be in front of Penn State? I
Eh,
I think they should be right. I think Okie should be behind. I think Penn State should be behind Washington, and
yeah.
Washington should be in Ohio State's place.
Okay.
I'm,
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not a fan of Ohio State's gameplay. I think they look really bad. And if it wasn't for Marvin Harrison Jr. with some, gymnastics and super athletics, I don't know where that team would be. But let's continue. So you got Texas at 8, Oregon at 9. I think Oregon could be higher than.
Yeah.
You could trade those two teams. North Carolina, Bama. My daughter's crying right now about Bama. Oregon State, Ole Miss, and Utah. Utah is scrappy.
They are.
It's all over. They might make some noise. You might see Utah and North Carolina changing places. Do you
I can
have
see
a
that.
do you have a bone to pick with this top AP poll for the NCAA
Uh,
football?
Not really, to be quite honest with you. It all kind of looks okay. I think they do a lot of this so we can argue about where we think where what fits what. I think Penn State and Ohio, this one's going to be great because we're really going to see who really belongs in the top 10. I think Utah, dude, look at this though. Utah, Oregon, Washington. I know this is a beat up, like this is a beat the dead horse type of topic, but the Pac-12 is going to be gone next year.
Mm-hmm.
And these teams are killing it right now. Oregon, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's so
they're
weird to know that this conference is done. I
this
mean,
is
Oregon State, for God's sakes, is 12th. How often do you ever see that?
right. This is the audition year for the Pac-12 I mean
Facts.
Pac-10 for wherever they're going.
Straight facts, dude. I
Yeah,
agree.
man. So that's it as it stands, and we're gonna
Mhm.
move on to if the playoffs were today. And this is off of I believe this is off of ooh this is off of Sporting News.
Dang, Air Force would be in the playoffs. That would be
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah. Air Force would be in the playoffs because they're
Woo!
quietly racking up a lot of. Pardon that. Okay, let me stop. All right, Mister Biker, get out of here. Anyway, sorry about the noise in the background. So
That's
you
all
got
right.
Air Force at Ohio State. Winner plays Washington. What's your thoughts?
Wow. Damn, I would love to see that because Air Force gives fits the way any type of military uh, team gives fits to like a Big Ten or anybody other because they don't you never see the option run the way they run that option. You know what I mean? It is textbook option. And if you aren't disciplined on the defensive side, you can give up some big plays. I still think Ohio State would win, but I would love to see an Ohio State Washington matchup because I think Washington to take it to them. That Washington offense is dangerous with Penix behind him
It is.
or behind that line.
It is. Let's go to the next one. We got Bama at Okie. Winner plays the Knowles. I think that Bama at Okie would be a barn burner.
Yeah.
It'd be a classic. You may not get much running in that one. And Okie, I would take Okie for the upset, man.
Okay.
I really would.
I can see it. I mean, I just don't know what Bama is right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I'll be honest, man, the transfer portal has devastated Alabama and has devastated Georgia, in my opinion. Because you could backlog all these guys and make them sit and wait till their time to play, and then now they're all gone. So now you're just kind of scrambling. Granted, they still get 1,000 fucking 5 stars, but still.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's keep it pumping. North Kakalaka at
Yeah.
Penn State. Winner plays the Wolverines.
Dang.
Um, North Carolina, Penn. It would force Penn to be a passing offense,
True.
and I don't think that Penn. That's where their strength is.
Yeah.
I think
I,
it would force Aller into some mistakes,
I'm with you on that
and
one.
you know, I think that might go down to field position. Who could flip the field with special teams?
Okay.
Who has a better return game and could flip the field? And field position would be crucial in that matchup.
Of course. Yeah.
And um, if Kakalaka can get rid of Penn State for us, that would be great.
That'd be nice. This one, I don't. I would love to see either one of these teams play Michigan because maybe I'm overconfident, but I didn't. I've watched North Carolina and I've seen Penn State, and neither one of them really strike fear into me at all. I think Michigan could take advantage of a few things. The only thing that I would worry about is Drake May's way more advanced in his quarterbacking career than Aller.
Right.
So I think Michigan could probably take advantage of Aller, but we'll see, right? So, but other than that, though, I'm not. I would love to see either one of these teams come to Ann Arbor. I guess if that's how they would set it up, right?
Yeah. Oregon, Texas. Right. Oregon, Texas, and the winner would go down to Georgia and play.
Woo. Now,
Now, regardless of the outcome of this one, this is where the NCAA is inept. They should have gone to this playoff format years ago,
yeah,
and the ratings that they're getting for the 14 playoff have been really slumping. And these are some sexy matchups, man.
they really are because that Oregon Texas would be a battle, man.
Yes, sir.
absolute battle. And I'll be honest, I would kind of love to see Oregon beat Texas just so I could see Dan Lanning come back to Georgia and see him bring his defensive scheme that won them the national title 2 years ago, how they would do against his old team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be interesting. I would love to see that. But then, too, what's Georgia going to be like without Brock Bowers?
Ooh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's huge. That he's devastating. I mean, he's one of the best tight ends I've ever seen play football.
Right.
College wise,
No
anyways.
more baby Crunk, no more baby Grunk. And now you
Yeah.
have to get it out the mud the way you're supposed to.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You don't have baby Shaquille O'Neal playing football for you.
That's the truth.
You know what I mean? So
Hell yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's keep it pushing. Let's go to our game review. Indy versus the Michigan Wolverines. Score 52-7. McCarthy went nuts. Not statistically, but his gameplay was very good. We'll talk about that in a little while. Michigan is so deep that Blake Corum didn't have to go crazy. Donovan Edwards didn't have to go crazy because we got Benjamin Hall. And on 9 carries, he gets 52 yards. And that really should have been his touchdown at the end, but they gave it to the Don. Your thoughts on that one? What do you think?
I thought it was funny, man, because Donovan's been trying to get into that end zone, and
Yeah.
Hart don't play that stuff, man.
Yeah.
Harbaugh jumped on the grenade for pulling him out, but Hart was getting in his ass as soon as he got on that sideline. Because,
Right.
dude, Mike Hart, you ain't gonna pull that. And I don't know, man. I get where Edwards wants that. I don't know, man. It just go against Mike Hart. That's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and then of course, Colston Loveland is going to be on every safety's what do you call that?
Oh yeah, for
Scouting
sure.
report from now on. 3 receptions, 80 yards, and a touchdown. Could have had 2. And we got Barnard. He back shoulder throw. Crazy, man. These tight ends are great, and it gives safeties a lot to think about, which clears up Wilson to go one-on-one with a lot of corners, which makes our offense super, super crazy. And of course, Wilson got in the end zone. Also, let's see if I'm forgetting anybody. Samaj Morgan, how did you like that screen?
I'll be honest, man. If Donovan Edwards can run as hard as Samaj Morgan ran, he would have scored. He'd have at least 3 or 4 touchdowns by now. That kid bounced left, bounced right. I mean, he did everything he needed to run over some dudes. I mean, he's only 5'10", like 180 probably, and that dude's trucking guys. It was great.
Soaking wet. You know what that's called? I'm hungry.
You love, dude. Seriously, a freshman ready to prove himself. Absolutely true.
I'm trying to get in this rotation. I don't care what y'all say. I'm trying to be the third receiver. Stop playing with me. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
Straight facts, man. That is true.
Yes, sir. So now let's look at the defense. And we got the Phantom of the Opera with 2 sacks. So unassuming is Harrell. You
really is.
You think it's coming from Brooks. You think it's coming from Stewart. But 2 sacks from Jalen Harrell and a forced fumble. If you remember the play where he almost had a tackle for a loss, but he forced the fumble. And then, man, so then we got Rob Moore with an interception. Keon Sabb gets better and better every week. Mikey Sanders still with the on ball skills to help out Rob Moore. Ernest Houseman with the return of the thump. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Makari Page is looking really, really good, being like the quasi nickel. Now, here's something I wanted to discuss with you, man. We have 3 safeties that really play it, meaning we can use a lot of NFL type of schemes because we have a 3 safety hybrid nickel situation happening.
True.
And at this level, that can give offenses fits. Your thoughts?
It's going. I mean, the two teams that I think of automatically that is going to have a hard time with this, or that would makes us match up very well, is Penn State and Ohio State. I mean, when you can put a safety on a tight end, or you can put a safety on their third guy, and you're not going to lose anything, man, that's impressive. I mean, that helps out so much, you know. I mean, and we already have Mikey. I mean, if we can just get Wallace to just continue getting better, because Josh Wallace was looking good last week too. So if he just continues to get better, he has that Mike Dana type of like acceleration, you know, throughout the season. We're we might be unstoppable. I mean, I don't know what I don't know an offense right now if Wallace continues to improve like this. I don't know if there's an offense out there that can like handle it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree. And for our listeners who don't know what you were referring to, let them know. Let them. Tell them about the reference.
Oh, Mike Dana, defensive tackle. I think he was from Central Michigan. We got him in the transfer portal. Uh, just each week kept getting better and better and better. Obviously, small school. No one really knew how he was going to do, and each week he just got better, and he really became a pretty good force on that Michigan team, and now is still playing for the Kansas City Chiefs in the NFL. I mean, if Josh Wallace can have that kind of comeuppance, it would be fantastic.
Yes, sir. And that was our game review. And Dave Chappelle wants to say something about that.
What is the 5 fingers say to the face? What? Slap!
Yes, sir.
Uh,
What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Michigan smacking
yeah.
Indiana all over the place. Now let's jump into our game preview. Rivalry week, even though the rivalry is weak this week. So I guess we should talk about it. Tuck is being set up, right?
Yeah.
Tuck is being he's being it's espionage against Tuck.
I'll be honest with you though. Here's the thing. I mean, I get the power of a hot woman, especially if she's not hot to you, not hot to everybody, she's hot to someone. But still, I have done some dumb things over a big booty. I get it. Trust me, I get it.
Yes,
But
sir.
I'm not worth $75 million or $95 million. And I'm not willing to waste $75 million to chop my wood to a lady who may or may not be into me.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I mean,
sir.
you have to be more responsible. And true, listen, I'm for protecting men and their whatever, right? Whatever's going on. If he's unfairly being treated, then that woman needs to suffer the same way he would suffer if he pushed her into stuff that she didn't want to do, right? Totally for it. Equal rights all the way around, good and bad. But when you're the face of a college football team, you are the head coach, and a lot of parents trust you to be that father figure for their boys when they're away from home for the first time, and you're worth $95 million, and you're married, regardless if it's a strange marriage or not. You need to act better, plain and simple.
You said it. You said it.
You know, that's all I'm saying. And it's unfair, but dude, there are a ton of women all over that place that you could go mess around with that wouldn't cost you $95 million.
Yes, sir.
I don't know, man. It's just crazy.
So you think Barnett is ready to go?
No.
Is he the answer?
I don't think so. But here's the thing that kind of, now being a paranoid Michigan fan that I am, Michigan State, when there's a Michigan State first-time head coach, hasn't done real well for us lately.
Right.
So, and also, which is weird, is we played Tucker the first time, and we were favored by 24 points, and it was the first time he played Michigan, and they beat us.
Yes, sir.
Same thing with this guy. We're favored by 24 points. It's the first time he's playing Michigan. I hope to God we just drive them into the ground.
Yeah, this is their Super Bowl, man. This is
Oh, it is.
this is functionally their
Yeah.
Super Bowl. So let's go through it, man. Let's go to the impact players with the Ninja Star, because not only are they stars, but they're weapons for their particular offense or defense team for that matter. So we got Hauser. Now, was Hauser the better decision over Kim? We'll see at the
Right.
quarterback position. We got Carter. I think Carter is scrappy, but with that offensive line, you know, Carter is no better than what that offensive line can provide. Foster, Glover, Mosley, they're scrappy as well, but they put the ball on the ground last week. Oh my gosh, against Rutgers, that's crazy. We got Carr, Gross that are pretty good. Gross and Spencer are also scrappy on the defensive side of the ball. That D line got some weak sisters in it, as well
Right.
as the offensive line got some weak sisters in it, and that secondary got some weak sisters in it. Your thoughts on Michigan State's impact players?
I'm interested to see what Hauser does. Carter, not so much, only because we faced him before when he was at UConn. I know Michigan State fans really wanted him to
That's
be the
right.
second.
I forgot about that. You're right.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
right. And I know Michigan State fans really wanted him to be the second coming, of what was that? Who was the kid that gave us so much trouble in 2021?
Oh yeah, the kid who won the Doak Walker, right?
Yeah. God, I can't
Yeah.
bring myself to remember. Oh, I'll remember in a minute, but I can't. It's so hard to even try and remember anything good about Michigan State. It makes me sick to my stomach to do it. But uh, I'll be honest. I'm happy that Keon Coleman isn't there.
Right.
He's at Florida State.
Oh
I'll
my
tell you that.
gosh. Oh,
Oh, dude,
just line him up on Wallace, and it's all day.
serious. Right. That's the thing,
Oh,
man.
yeah,
I'm glad he's gone.
yeah. Glad we dodged that bullet.
Yeah,
So categorically, Michigan is better than Sparty, probably at every position.
for sure.
You could debate linebacker, but the way our linebackers are playing, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Um, our impact player list is getting longer and longer and longer. You got JJ Mack, Corum, Edwards, Wilson, Johnson, Loveland. Zinter Keegan is probably the best of the O line. Graham Jenkins, Grant, good. Oh my gosh, that D line is fantastic.
It's unbelievable.
Will Johnson, Sanderstill, Moore, Sab was super deep in the secondary.
Yeah,
Um, and I think that's the only way we survive all those guys being hurt at one
true.
time. I think Mikey Barrett is finally starting to click. I
Hell
think
yeah.
he's finally starting to like. Do you know his approach to the line of scrimmage is in tackling ratio, pro football focus stuff is 0.8 yards per play. That means he
Damn,
is at the line of scrimmage and only gives up 0.8 yards
that's impressive.
every time he gets to the ball.
Well, I think it's also a great example
Crazy.
of a person, if you decide to stay, how it can help you probably get you into the league. Because when they first moved him, you wouldn't think Barrett getting into the NFL. Now that could be a legitimate thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But he'd be undersized, but there'd be some clever. What's the linebacker that used to play for Miami that went on to play for the New Orleans Saints?
Oh, not Zach Thomas, is it?
No,
Who is it?
he was a hybrid type of player as well, real lanky, long,
No.
but he had a nose for the ball. I forget his name, but
Yeah, I don't know.
he turned out to be a sports commentator as well. What was his name?
I'll
I'll
do it.
remember it again, but that's
Yeah,
kind of the way that they want linebackers nowadays.
right,
So, they can be effective as possible.
right.
Um, hey man, I'm in New York and you're in the Lone Star State.
Yeah.
But we got a guy in New York by the name of Johnny T, and he wants to talk about the game preview.
Sure.
Let me put him in.
Sure.
We're acting over here. It's like make-believe for grown-up. This is so stupid.
Yeah, man, this game is so stupid, man. One more time.
I'd rather kiss my foot than your face.
Yeah, man, that's how, those are the old school New Yorkers and, some of their crazy opinions. Let's jump into the eye test.
All right.
What are we seeing, man? The eye test is the eye in the sky don't lie.
No.
And what do we see out of both teams? I think Michigan wins the eye test. I was gonna play a lot of video, but I'll cancel that because I want to get through the eye test with you. I think the big bubbas are gonna be the difference in this one once they get revved up and cooking and double teaming and blocking at the second level. I think that's gonna get Corum going. I wish they would give Benjamin Hall a little more run.
Oh, he might though this week because Khalil Mullings is still hurt.
Right. So that would be awesome.
That'd be sweet.
He runs with a purpose. My goodness.
He does. He's a big boy too.
Yes, sir. And I'm gonna retire my boa constrictor reference because no one will give me credit for it. I'm gonna say our offense is like a Taz, like the Tasmanian devil. We eat up road right now. We eat up road. We are road eaters, and we eat up that clock.
It's true.
So you ever seen Bugs Bunny with Taz? And
I grew up watching it, man.
Yes, sir. Every time Taz goes, man, he just destroys the road everywhere he goes. He eats everything in his path. And that's kind of what we do methodically. We just eat up everything in front of us. We just bend your will and we make you submit. And I think those big bubbas on the offensive and defensive line make the difference in the eye test. What do you see?
I think the same. Now, eye test, I've been watching Michigan State. Is it just me, or do they look small? They look small up front on both ends. They don't look big at all. I mean, now listen, maybe it's the green and maybe it's slimming or whatever, but they look small to me. They're not like, high school small, but they don't look like how they used to.
Yeah, man. Tuck had them boys intermittent fasting, man, so they can all go out to the club. So they can all go out to the club and be sexy.
I mean, if you're going to sexually harass women, you got to be in tip-top shape.
Yeah, man. He want them sexy. He don't want them ready to play ball. He want them ready for the club. Ready.
True.
He want them beach ready. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And any other now I'm glad that you mentioned that because they do look small up front.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get into something when we do our hot take. That's very interesting. But I think this is probably we played a lot of 3-3-5 defenses throughout the maybe the teams that we played so far. Maybe 5 teams that we played had threw a 3-3-5 at us, a multiple. And this is the first time we're gonna play a even front.
Right.
And it's easier to pick out the middle linebackers, the hot blitzers, and it's easier to get a hat on a hat and move the ball. So I think that's going to help us. What are your thoughts?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, everything that Michigan State pretty much does kind of plays into how well we do things. You know what I mean? Because they drop back and they want to throw the ball deep, and that you give our defensive line more than 2 seconds and you're going to be on your ass. They put the ball on the carpet a lot. I mean, in the Big Ten, just in the 3 Big Ten games they've played so far, I think they've turned the ball over like 7 times. Our defense is now they're creating turnovers like I've never seen a Michigan team ever create a turnover. I mean, in the Jim Harbaugh era, anyways.
Now that's significant of the eye test for one particular reason. What you said right there, turnover, sudden change. If we're producing this week after week after week now,
right?
So this is basically our identity as a defense. Forget that we're holding teams to 10 points a game or less. we're making them turn the ball over. And of course,
Well,
go ahead.
well, that's how we get to that 52. I mean, 4 turnovers against Indiana, 2 pick sixes against Minnesota. I mean, that's why we're just devastating teams. I mean, obviously, we must have known what the calls were, because we, beat those horrible teams so badly. Our cheating really paid off on that one.
Right.
So stupid.
Right.
So stupid. So, yeah, I don't. I just there in my logical brain, nothing that Michigan State does scares me. Like, they have good cornerbacks. Their linebackers, Calladay is probably the only really good one they have. Their defensive line really isn't as good as it used to be when they had the panic tacklers, those cheap shot artists. So nothing defensively they do really scares me, because even their safeties aren't very great, but they have really 2 pretty good corners. So I don't know. So Roman Wilson doesn't have a good day. You just throw AJ Barner and Loveland out there, and we'll eat them up in the middle all day long. I mean,
Right.
their defensive line looks small. Our big old boys are going to push them around. Corum will eat for days. We have 3 running backs, sometimes 4, depending on when Mullins is healthy. I don't see any way possible that Michigan State can win this from the eye test, outside of the fact that Michigan State every once in a while pops up and does something that just shocks the effing hell out of you.
You said it, man. Great insight on the eye test. Now let's jump right into hot take. I was going to throw a little, this is our sight beyond sight. You like my little Thundercats reference? This is our sight beyond sight. Oh, I didn't misspell rivalry. My bad. Rivalry game. Here's my hot take. Rivalry game can mean sloppy play, because emotions run high, things get a little chippy, and you might have some false starts, some things like that. Michigan's got to avoid it. Weather game. It might be weather. We might get a little wet ball, wet jersey, miss your footing, sloppy play. But State, I think, in their particular case, is going to have to pick their poison. How are they going to beat us? Are they going to double down on the run game, or are they going to hold safeties back so that McCarthy doesn't hit Wilson and Johnson all day long, and Loveland all day long? Or they got to pick their poison, because we can get them all. We can get them either way. And then, of course, if our defense, like we said, forces turnovers, that can be and flips the field really fast. I don't want to give our offense the ball on the 30-yard line. That's a problem for any team in the NCAA right now. Headlines can be motivating. I'm sure our locker room is pissed.
Oh, for sure.
We're undefeated. People are calling us the best team in the nation, and we got people taking shots administration-wise. So, what better way to, we'll show them. Let's go out and blow out Michigan State.
Right.
And let's get it done. Let's get it done in the first half. So all we're doing is taking interviews on the sideline in the second half.
Oh, that'd be great.
Getting our recruits some crucial playing time so they don't transfer.
Right. Yeah, true.
Alex English and Samaj Morgan and all them dudes, let's get them in the game so they don't transfer. And headlines could be motivating. Even front makes for easy blocks. I talked about that already. This is something I want to talk with you about. JJ's increased stats equals a more competitive game in the fourth quarter. Do we want that, or do we not want that? Because everybody wants JJ to be successful. JJ is flame throwing. But if he's in the game in the fourth quarter, it means we have a game going on.
True.
What are your thoughts?
Well, I'll be honest, man. I'm worried just because Michigan State's dirty. They will hurt him, or they'll try to. And the longer he's out there, the longer there's more chance that they'll get some type of dirty play on him and try and knock him out. Because that's, like you said, this is their be-all, end-all. And if they can do anything they can, and let's say they're down, I don't know, 35-10 going into the mid-third, you don't think they're going to try to take a cheap shot? You know what I mean? Like, maybe they don't, and I hope they don't. But there was the tunnel incident. I mean, so they're not above taking cheap shots, meaning like ganging up on single people and beat them up. So why wouldn't they try and ruin our season by taking out JJ?
I hear you. Hey, listen, hang on, stay right there, Adam. And listeners, stay where you are. We're streaming to 5 Facebook channels, YouTube, Twitch TV. We're streaming to Twitter and Instagram, Mob Crush D Live Trovo Nation. I'm going to, everybody stay where they are. I'm going to reset because I started breaking up a little bit. Adam started breaking up a little bit. These algorithms aren't exactly the healthiest thing online. Everybody stay where you are. You guys will come right back once I refresh. I just want to make sure I refresh and everybody's able to hear and see Adam and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna do that right now. Give me less than 30 seconds. Check it out. All right. And we're back.
Sweet.
All right, cool. Cool. I just wanted to make sure that we didn't get the freezy freakies going on. So we were doing the hot take, right?
Yeah.
And we were talking about if JJ stats are going to increase, because there's a lot of people talking about him as some sort of dark horse Heisman, right?
Yeah.
It also means that we're in a competitive fourth quarter. Now, eventually, this is what you want, and we can't always have him be the safe variety. We can't always have him on the beach, suntanning in the fourth quarter. But we know that. But that also means a more competitive game for Michigan, and you got a 50-50 proposition whether we win or we don't win. And I think he needs to be in that spot just for this year, just to know what that's like. Know how to get in and out of those situations and be healthy doing it and lead the team while doing it. I think he knows what to do there, but I think it might get a little scary statistically if he's able to get in the game and continue in the game for another 4 quarters. That might be another 17 points we put up.
True.
And now we're looking like, Florida State with Charlie Ward. We're looking crazy right now.
Ooh. Yeah, we will. That'd be nice.
Yeah,
true. I mean, I'll be honest. I just want this game to be a blowout, quick and over. I am not a Michigan fan. I'm a Michigan State fan. I am not a fan of this rivalry. I just not. So this is like I hate and kind of love this week, only leading up to the game. But then I'll be a mess the whole game. Like it's the worst.
Right.
It's the worst.
Right. You just want to get it over with without anybody getting hurt.
Yeah.
Or anything crazy happening. You know what I mean?
Man.
Hey, punters, get a nail file or a chisel and wear those balls down. No weird snaps, no weird nothing.
Seriously. I mean, anything, man. It's just that I don't know what it is. Ever since Harbaugh got to Michigan, this has taken on a whole. Well, I'll be honest. Ever since they not fired, but Lloyd Carr retired, and they got Rich Rod. For me, this whole rivalry has gone downhill. Only because, I mean, obviously they got better, but I'll point out they only got better when we got worse. So it's not like they did what Ohio State does, which is always just been good, and the recruiting is good, and they, constantly are in like the national title discussion. Michigan State only got like good because Michigan was bad. Ooh. So I'm just, I don't know. I hate this game.
Don't let them tell it.
Oh,
And I
dude.
want to get you. I
Yeah,
wanna
right.
get
You'll never that's not a take they want to ever hear.
you
But if
no,
you go back and you look, it's the truth.
yes, sir. I want to get you on this shit talking segment real quick.
All right.
So we got Cheetah Pumpkin Eater, man. Um, is it really that deep, or are they making a lot out of nothing? Like you said, is they a hard on for Harbaugh? What's your thoughts?
In my opinion, I think it's a whole lot of nothing. Uh I because here's the thing. The one guy that they're pointing to that they said they want to look at his computer has always been at every game, this Connor Stallion.
Yeah,
So from what I've read and heard is that he's been more involved with the defending and changing up their signs because they were so poor at it instead of trying to steal stuff. And as long as the SEC exists, I don't want to hear about cheating. I just don't. As long as the NCAA is not busting Alabama, Tennessee, LSU, any of these other schools for cheating, USC, any of these other shit, I don't want to hear it. I know USC is in the Pac-12, so whatever. But I'm just saying in general, I
Now,
don't want to hear it when these schools exist
yes,
because
sir.
they haven't done shit to these other schools.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I don't care.
All right, let's keep it moving. JJ, slow track for the Heisman. Is it real or is it Memorex based on his QBR? Is that enough? If his QBR continues and he's the most efficient quarterback in college football, is that enough to get him a slow track and be a dark horse for the Heisman?
I mean, I would be shocked. I mean, I think he'll be invited, but I think he'll be invited just as much as Jabril Peppers was. You know what I mean? We don't play the style of offense that sparks interest. You know what I mean? Like Caleb Williams, Michael Penix. These are the guys that are going to be fighting for the Heisman to win it, right? JJ is an NFL quarterback. JJ is the guy that you want to draft as an NFL. So like the Bears or any team that's lacking leadership anywhere in their because he'll throw the ball 10 times, he'll throw the ball 30 times, he'll do whatever it takes to win the game. He'll stay late to practice. He brings a leadership quality. So he's more of an NFL guy instead of what I would think a Heisman guy. But hell, if he's in there for the Heisman, I'm all about it. I think that's great. And it kind of proves that you can do old school football and get it done. You know, like he's just like Jim Harbaugh, the 2023 version.
Well, that's who's training him at the quarterback position.
Yeah, right? Like that he just really comes off like him.
That's who's grooming him.
Yeah. And I mean Harbaugh made it to the Heisman. So I mean, that was back in the 80s, so but way different game, but still.
I wanted your opinion on this, man. I think JJ is a dark horse candidate. I think he may be able to get there, not stats wise, but maybe highlight wise.
Hey, I'm good with that.
I think he may have the best highlights of any quarterback once it's all said and done. Once we're in the Big Ten chip, once we're in the college playoffs,
Yeah.
he may provide more highlight worthy plays than he may provide stats. And because of the success of Michigan, rolling throughout the season and their positioning at the end of the year with him at the helm, that may give him a dark horse advantage. Let's go.
Well, I mean, let's face it. If he does really well against Penn State, Ohio State, and if they win both of those and they go to the Big Ten title game, and he looks amazing in the Big Ten title game, I think you got a great point there.
Yeah. So I want to. We could elaborate on that all day. That's a great subject to talk. Utah football is trucking, and some of them not at all. What do you think of the NIL deal that Utah football has, getting only their scholarship players, F-150s, and not their walk-ons? Have you heard about that?
I haven't, but that screams low. Like it screams Utah. Like I don't know, they're a very solid school, but there's no players in that whole team outside of maybe Cam Rising, but he's hurt. No one in the nation is going to care if outside of Utah if they do anything. You know what I mean? Like Caleb Williams is doing Wendy's ads for God's sakes.
Right.
Cam Rising may be doing a shoe ad for a local Utah, shoe store or something. Like big difference. Like so that's probably the best that Utah can do. And I mean, I don't know if it's that they're purposely trying to like shoe out the non scholarship players, but I mean, you're Utah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see money talks, and they're like the WNBA of the Pac-12. You know what I mean? Like, no one gives a shit about Utah.
As long as one of the players from Utah doesn't show up in an ad with 5 wives.
Right. Well, that's next, man. You never know.
We are taking this LIL thing to the fullest. We got 5 wives.
They might give out free wives. Who knows? That might be
man.
the next thing that they do for the non-scholarship guys.
Yeah, man. Let's talk some more shit, man.
Sure.
We got 0 State meeting Penn State. Your thoughts on that matchup and the implications, not only for the Big Ten, but nationally?
I think, to be honest with you, I think that selfishly, I would love to see Penn State win, kind of, just because I hate Ohio State. But realistically, I believe it's better if Ohio State wins. Only because there is something special about when Michigan and Ohio State meet at the end of the year, undefeated, with everything on the line. That's way better than a week 9 matchup with Penn State with everything on the line for Michigan and Penn State. You know what I mean? So for the overall like pageantry of college football, I think it's better that Ohio State wins and we meet undefeated. You know what I mean? I think it just seems better. You know what I mean?
Right. I think for the symmetry and the pageantry of the game,
yeah,
better. The drama is better when both of us come in undefeated.
Right.
I don't like Ohio State's team this year. They give me the vibes like they're not ready.
Yeah.
They're injured. I don't like them between the tackles on either side of the ball.
No.
I don't like their interior game. They look ugly. Henderson is hurt again.
Yeah.
Trainum was almost hurt. He's in and out.
Yeah.
They're deep. They're reaching. They're getting. They're asking for running backs off my high school team to play for them.
Damn, dude, that's.
Yo, if we give you a early, if we give you the bag early, can you come and play running back for us?
Seriously, on your lunch break, come on out and play.
You know what I mean? You can ride the bus and pretend you're not a high school kid anymore.
Listen, I'm not a fan. I mean, I would love to see them lose every game, but I just think in general the way the nation looks at Ohio State, and if they were going to complain about Michigan's schedule, may I say though first is it's amazing how they complain about how easy Michigan's schedule is, but then a part of us stealing signs is to help us beat the weak teams on this week's schedule. Right. I mean, it just seems crazy to me. But anyways, I digress.
Great point. And I wish more people would make that point.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me. But anyways, I'm not really sold on Ohio State, but they're at home. They're still Ohio State to a certain extent. And I'll be honest, I'm not sold on Aller as a quarterback for Penn State. I mean, he struggled against Northwestern. So, and you know what I mean? So I think Penn State has way more to prove than Ohio State does, even though Ohio State has a lot to prove.
I don't believe in Franklin as a strategist.
Oh, never. No, I 100% agree. Yeah.
I don't think he can out-strategize Ryan Day.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. I don't see it.
I agree.
Bumbling, stumbling, fumbling. I don't see it.
He'll do something stupid. He'll do something stupid. I guarantee it.
I don't see it. I don't see it. and they're dunking donuts over there. They're checking down the ball every other play,
Yeah,
which
it's
plays
true.
right into the hands of those, uh I was gonna say Katzenmoyer. What's the name of the middle linebacker? Not Katzenmoyer. That was the old
That was
school.
old school.
Old school.
Oh, you mean for Ohio State?
Yeah.
Oh, oh God,
I just dated myself with the Katzenmoyer reference.
I can't remember his name. It's like Jack. No, that's Jack Sawyer's their defensive lineman.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about number 33, I think.
Right. Jack Sawyer is their hybrid. And
Yeah, I don't know.
ATT. I think that Dinkin and Duncan falls right in the hands of their best players.
Yeah. Well, and then you got to get the ball off quick because the Samoan kid is quick. JT is.
Yeah, I think if you're trying to beat Ohio State in the flat, I think that's the wrong way to beat them.
Right.
I think you got to punch them in the mouth up the gut.
Yeah.
And I don't like Penn State up the gut. I don't like, they allow their running backs want to go off tackle. They don't want to.
Yeah, you're right. I agree, dude. I agree 100%. I don't. Penn State, I don't see. They don't scare me whatsoever.
Aller can throw. I don't know if they have the receiving core that's going to raise Ohio State's corners to the point where it'd be a barn burner. If I'm Ohio State, I'm trying to make that a track meet.
Oh yeah, because you've got Marvin Harrison Jr. and he's the best wide receiver as soon as he steps on that field. So as long as they have him, he's the great equalizer, and he pushes them up and above almost everyone else. So
yeah, if I'm Ryan Day, I'm going up tempo.
Yeah.
I want to have them jokers on their knees in the first quarter, huffing and puffing because they can't sub.
Yeah.
And their DBs are getting worn out from lining up and manning up, or they're giving up too much cushion, or whatever the case may be, whatever their tactical plan is. And I got them huffing and puffing. And then now I got you in the palm of my hand, and I'm just gonna Marvin Harrison you to death,
Dude, that would be easy to do. I mean, I don't know if there's anybody who can guard him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The last thing I want to talk about is this All-American through half of the season list. Have you checked that out at all?
No, I haven't.
Oh, Michigan got snubbed big time. Even though we lead the NCAA in a lot of statistical categories.
Of course we did.
Scoring wise, all of our players are second team. Every single one of them. Corbin second team. JJ didn't even make second team.
Oh yeah.
Wilson didn't even make second team. We got a couple of defensive cats that made second team.
That's crazy.
But everybody else in the nation is better than what we've been able to accumulate or aggregate as a team collectively over the last 7 games, which is a lot of cap. So I'm wearing my Michigan cap because a lot of cap happening, a lot of cap.
I would say that probably changes once we beat Penn State, and then definitely when we beat Ohio State again. Watch a few of us jump up. If not, then it really is Michigan against everyone. Because if we go undefeated and we beat Penn State, we beat Ohio State, and just saying because I may not think that I think they're still good. I don't think as highly of those two teams as the rest of the nation does. So if the rest of the nation looks at that and we win those 2 games and we win convincingly, and none of those guys jump up, it's obvious it's just bullshit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And if Alabama or Tennessee had a receiver doing Roman Wilson numbers, he'd be on a Dr. Pepper commercial.
Well, that's what Hyatt was doing last year, right? I mean, yeah. I mean, on it.
He'd be on the Dr. Pepper commercial. They'd be pimping him.
Oh, for sure.
They'd be selling cars, dolls, Christmas toys with the guy. He'll be doing everything.
Oh, yeah.
He'd be the sexy pick all over the nation. So
for sure. Absolutely.
We gotta kind of make it fair, make it just across the board.
Yeah.
Give our Big Blue their due. They're getting it out of the mud, and they're the best of Big Ten, that's really not that good this year.
Yeah, true.
Really not that good this year. And I don't know who's coming out of the mess of the West, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see what the mess of the West
Yeah.
talks about. Do you want to drop a gem or a jewel in our shit talking segment? You got anything on your mind you want to let people know?
I don't know. I'll be honest. Everything I wanted. I mean, outside, I just hate Ohio. I mean, Michigan State. I just can't stand them. But no, not really. There's nothing that really annoys me outside of that Harbaugh thing right now. It just kind of got me thinking. It's just embarrassing, to be quite honest. So no, I haven't really, not yet. I'm sure I will. After the game, that reaction episode, I'm probably gonna have a lot to say, good or bad.
Yeah, man. Tell them about your podcast. Let the people know where they can reach you and what you do, and let them know about the cool way that they can access your podcast.
Cool. All right. Guys, you can get me on all social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Threads, Instagram, Facebook fan page, YouTube. I'm also on pretty much Apple Podcast, Spotify. But the one thing that I'm actually kind of excited about is that there's this company called Autograph, and they worked with like Tom Brady, and they have started a new podcast where it kind of rewards fandom. So, and they're doing it only with Michigan right now. And I was asked to be one of the 6 or so podcast / bloggers to start the launch. And it's by signing up with Autograph, the more you read your favorite blogs, or the more you listen to, like, say, my podcast or whatever podcast they have on there, it tracks how much time you're doing it, and it puts you on a leaderboard, and it gives you events that you can go to or discounts on things. So it kind of rewards you for being a fan. So that would be great. Do you mind if I just give out like a little referral code real quick?
Yeah. That's what this is for. Go ahead, do your thing.
Sweet. So if you guys go to, and this is right now for iPhone users or all Apple products, if you go to the Apple App Store and you look up Autograph Rewarding Fans, I know it's a long name, but you'd be surprised how many Autograph apps there are. But Autograph Rewarding Fans, and then you use my referral code MF Rant, all one word. It'll help me out quite a bit. It'll get my podcast noticed more than some of the others. And I'll be honest, all those others that are on there with me all have backing by bigger companies. I'm the only real independent on there. So if you love independent podcasts and you want to help support me, that'd be greatly appreciated. So,
do I have that right?
Yeah, it looks great, dude. Absolutely. Yep. And it's all 100% free. Like, you don't have to pay nothing. Like, you just put it in. They don't even bother you. You can read it. Let's put it this way. Everyone that's listening right now has probably 30 apps that they have downloaded and played or looked at for about 10 seconds and has never used again. So if that's the case, why not make this one of them? Even if you don't want to listen to my podcast, help a brother out. Help a brother out. That would be great. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, we love Adam on the show from Michigan Football Rants because we get to talk that crap about that gold blue. We get to get it in. This is a great, successful year for Michigan football, and we just want to beat the pants off of Sparty so we can take advantage of that fire sale they're going to have there in the offseason.
Oh, you know it's coming,
this
too.
Is our, yeah, man, this is our audition for the fire sale.
Yeah, dude. Well, some of them are like, I got to show out because maybe they'll want me in the transfer portal coming up.
Right.
Seriously. Because why not, man? It's the state championship. If you can jump overboard and get picked up by an even better team, why not do it? I mean, that's the American dream.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So this has been a great episode of the Big House Breakdown, all things Michigan football and college football. We took you on a trip. We did a bunch of things. We showed you a bunch of things. Please timestamp anything you've liked in the episode any opinions that you like, mine or Adam's. If you enjoyed the show, let us know by a comment on the replay. We get lots of comments and lots of replays on all of our many channels. Please support. Like, subscribe, share this joker. This was a really great, interesting episode, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a instant reaction video of the game or not, but if I do, it'll probably be fast. It'll probably be like a 15-minute one. And I don't know, are you available to do a instant reaction joint? If
This Saturday, I'm going to be in Dallas with my girlfriend. She's in training, so I won't this week. To be honest, my reaction episode won't be until probably Sunday.
Right. So don't even worry about it. But
okay.
we'll be tuning up those instant reaction videos and shows sooner rather than later. Stay tuned for that. And like, share, subscribe, and tune in to us on the Big House Breakdown. And as always, go blue.
Go blue.
All right, peace, y'all. Talk to you guys